Thanks for joining us for ARC Salt Lake tonight. I'm Heidi Hatch. Glad you're with us. It is Friday, November 14th. Tonight we're taking a look at romance and AI. AI chatbots are blurring the line between companionship and catastrophe. And experts are warning that young people are especially at risk of falling, they say, for fake faces. Jim Spiewak looks into how artificial intelligence is rapidly changing the way people interact online.
The latest generation of AI chatbots are built to connect, not just converse, but that connection is creating some new risk. There's a survey by Fractal that found 22% of AI users have formed an emotional bond with an AI chatbot. 3% even describe that relationship as romantic, and where that can lead to is starting to concern some.
All in all, I lost about $850,000.
For 9 months, Enola Johnson believed she was helping a man she loved, someone she met online.
I don't even know how I had access to that much money.
But the person behind the screen wasn't who he said he was.
So when you realized that this was not real, what was your initial reaction?
I remember it felt like the room was just spinning because I didn't know what to do. I'm single, I have one income, I had already given him everything that I had. What do you do?
Johnson says that she spoke to a real person, but believes AI helped drive the romance scam she fell victim to. And in 2025, you don't really need to be a tech expert anymore to create a deepfake or a digital double. Brendan Amaker with Utah Valley University's Emerging Tech Policy Lab says everyone is a target these days, but young users are especially vulnerable.
For those of us who are older, we view it as a tool, right? There are youth who view these chatbots as a companion, and there are serious emotional issues that arise from that.
A Fractal survey of 1,000 AI users found 16% use AI as a therapist and another 19% as a friend. And scammers know that. And Amaker says that AI has supercharged romance scams, catfishing, and sextortion for 2 reasons.
How many bad actors are going to attempt this strategy now that it's so easy to generate this content in a very, very quick and efficient way?
The second reason, AI is convincing enough to fool pretty much anyone.
Now you're getting to a point where you could potentially trick some very smart people if you are good enough at socially engineering them, because all the content can be generated like that.
Sam Altman, CEO of OpenAI, recently wrote on X, if you want your ChatGPT to respond in a very human-like way or act like a friend, ChatGPT should do it. In December, as we roll out age gating more fully, we will allow even more, like erotica, for verified adults.
I think there is real danger in allowing children unsupervised access to these engines without the correct kind of emotional calibration to deal with what it really is.
Utah now has 6 laws on the books regulating AI, all passed in the last 2 years. One of them, the identity abuse law, makes it illegal to use AI to impersonate someone without consent.
With these types of technologies, we need to be a little bit more comfortable with maybe getting it wrong the first time and then pivoting a little bit later. Because if you're waiting to see what problems are going to arise from it, you're already going to be too late to solve them.
A global problem that Johnson hopes doesn't victimize even more people.
I hope that somehow I financially survive this, but I'm a fighter too.
So today, the Utah Attorney General's office announced a brand new AI task force that will do 3 things. Number 1, it's going to work with law enforcement to identify emerging AI issues that could hurt the public. Secondly, it's going to develop safeguards for AI developers to have to follow. And then it's going to also closely track new AI developments across the board. I'm reporting in studio tonight, Jim Spiewak, KUTV 2 News.
Meteorologist Sean Kelly is with us right now looking at that first alert forecast. It's the Friday one, and we're looking towards the weekend with lots of plans.
That's right, and it's so mild out there still, even at this hour here, with temperatures into the 60s. And for much of the evening here, it's a little bit on the cooler side, but Nothing that we can't handle if you're maybe heading downtown, getting ready to walk the dog. You don't need a jacket just yet. Early tomorrow morning, you will, as temperatures do briefly cool down into the 40s. But we actually have a pretty mild day ahead of us for tomorrow as well. Let's get to the forecast. Let's show you what's going on out there right now as you're getting ready here for the weekend. We made it to the end of the week. 64 degrees still at the hour here in Salt Lake City. Even for a high temperature, this is 12 degrees above normal for this time of year. Luckily, the winds have died down quite a bit up and down the I-15 corridor, dealing with cloudy skies here, and that's going to help kind of keep us warm here through much of the evening. A few sprinkles down towards the south and west. So the weekend forecast here, pretty nice tomorrow. As we get into Sunday, we start to see our next storm more significant, moving in, widespread rain showers down into the 50s. And look at this, rain chances here continue into all of next week. We'll talk about more of that coming up in my First Alert weather forecast.
Get ready to party. Next year, the United States turns 250 years old. And to get the nation amped up for America's big birthday celebration, America 250 is traveling all over the United States. The organization is a bipartisan group that supports the U.S. Semi-Quincentennial Commission. This commission established by Congress in 2016. It'll plan and orchestrate the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. I spoke with the chair of America 250, Rosie Rios, about why it's so important to celebrate these milestones of American history.
Well, I remember the bicentennial like it was yesterday. So I was in 5th grade, and I remember clearly taking a field trip to go see the Freedom Train at our local train station. I remember seeing on our black and white TV the tall ships coming through the Boston and New York harbors. But more than anything, what I remember is July 4th, 1976. It was a cloudy night in Hayward, California, but those fireworks were never brighter. And you know, for me, it's not just a memory, it's a feeling. And I remember that night because of what I felt. And I was very grateful to my mom who came to this country in 1958 with my dad from Mexico and who had the courage to stay and raise all 9 of us as a single parent because she wanted us to have a better life. And so we are the personification of the American dream.
A big part of America 250's goal is to get the entire country engaged. And right now, one way they're doing that is through volunteering partnerships. Rio spoke with me about why this is so important right now.
If you take away anything from what you're going to hear today, it's these 3 words: 350 for 250. So no one else has ever made this grand proclamation of engaging 350 million Americans in anything. This is what we're doing. And it's through these types of initiatives like America Gives, which is what we are here for in Salt Lake City, which is our partnership, which includes our partnership with the church here in Salt Lake City. And America Gives is a volunteer service initiative that is literally the deliverable for this is we are making 2026 the largest year of volunteer hours ever aggregated by our country. It's never happened before. And so if you think about anyone who has had high school kids who had to do community service hours in order to graduate from high school, that number has never been recorded at the national level. So we're doing that. And if you think about organizations like the church, it's one of the largest volunteer organizations in the world. And so when you think about corporate America with their own volunteer programs, there are all these amazing organizations out there like Habitat for Humanity, Keep America Beautiful, United Way. We are aggregating all those volunteer hours together. So that's effective January 1, 2026. We're working throughout the year and using the 2 federally recognized days of service to remind people that this could be a year-round effort. So Martin Luther King Day in January. And then the 2nd federally recognized day of service, anyone? Which
when
most people.
Sinclair Cares. What's that? Yes.
Most people wouldn't know that 9/11 is the 2nd federally recognized day of service. So we are using those 2 days to remind folks this is a year-round effort, and then ending on December 31st, 2026 with whatever that magic number is. But this is kind of a great way to kind of rise to the occasion, right? And so America Gives today was really personified in this partnership that we announced with the church. And what they're doing is today we saw the trucks hit the road. These are 250 trucks that are delivering food to 250 food banks around the country. And they're starting today, and they're taking this all the way through 2026. So and in the process of this announcement today, we had a chance to meet with some of the volunteers with Just Serve. And these were high school kids who were coming together to help pack these meals, to help pack these boxes. And it really was a culmination, in my opinion, of all the work that we've been doing as a commission, seeing it come to life in what we announced today, what we saw today, and most importantly, what I felt today, really makes it all worthwhile.
Now, Rios was also a keynote speaker last night for a fundraiser to grow southern Utah's Liberty Village. They're working to complete phase 2 of this immersive colonial-style American history educational center in Hurricane. You can watch more of my interview with Rios on our KUTV YouTube page. And coming up here on Arc Salt Lake, falling from the sky. Some say it's fear, others call it a space to quiet your mind. In tonight's Eye on Utah, Utah veterans explained why skydiving is like therapy. We don't often think of skydiving as therapy, but for some Utah veterans, it's becoming exactly that. A space to quiet the mind and feel a part of a team again. Kristen Kenny shows us how a local nonprofit is making that possible in tonight's Eye on Utah.
You ready to fly? For some, skydiving is an adrenaline rush. For others, it's a way to heal.
This is a healthy adrenaline addiction for me.
After 10 years in the Air Force, Chris, like many veterans, felt lost when he left the uniform behind.
You put the uniform away, you realize that it's just kind of like you against the world.
Adapting to a new life without the same mission or the same team.
This has not been an easy year for me.
But the unexpected sport of skydiving has helped fill that void.
In normal day-to-day life, in an office job, you don't have decisions that are going to end your life.
It's just something that lets you just be in the moment.
Brian spent 12 years in the Navy bomb squad and is just beginning his skydiving journey.
It's all the things that people crave when they get out of the military.
Adrenaline, camaraderie, connection, community.
You've got a community and you're all in it together.
And I started to feel like I was part of a team again.
I think that's the gap they're trying to bridge with Leaps of Hope.
Leaps of Hope, a nonprofit using skydiving as a form of therapy for veterans and survivors of trauma, is helping fill that gap.
It gives them community, it gives them a sense of belonging, and it gives them a sense of purpose.
Its founder, Ross Mitchell, a former Marine and first responder, knows its impact firsthand after his first jump.
And it's one of the most empowering things that you can possibly do. It's because they're in the moment. They're not thinking about what happened 20 years ago or 6 months ago or last week or last night.
That feeling was enough to change everything. He left his paramedic job and set out on a new mission, guiding vets like Chris and Brian to become licensed jumpers.
It gives people the capability and the opportunity to be leaders again.
Much of the process starts here, inside this wind tunnel. I was told it's a similar feeling to skydiving.
The feeling is the same, the rush can be the same.
And I got to experience the thrill myself, and also how it forces you to be present.
You're thinking about nothing, right?
No, just how it was so fun.
When you're in free fall, you're just there. You know, it clears your head.
For these veterans, that moment of stillness is the medicine.
Would you say this is medicine?
This is the best type of medicine.
A way to quiet the mind, reconnect to purpose and to each other.
It's just something that I've missed, something that I've longed for.
Kristen Kenny, KUTV 2 News.
The 2 News Salvation Army Angel Tree, presented by Cypress Credit Union and sponsored by Smith's, Whipple Service Champions, Utah Ford Stores, Balance of Nature, and Summit Sotheby's International Realty.
The 33rd annual KUTV Salvation Army Angel Tree is underway already, making sure the children and seniors have presents to open over the holidays. You can go to any Cypress Credit Union or to a Smith's Marketplace and pull an angel card from one of those angel trees. Shop for your angel and then return new unwrapped gifts by December 12th. If you can't shop, you can donate as well. Just scan that QR code you see on your screen right now, and someone else will do that shopping for you. Right now, though, not exactly feeling like the holidays around the corner. Meteorologist Sean Kelly is here talking about the weather that might make us start feeling like we're headed in that direction.
Yeah, absolutely. Here, after a really mild start to the month of November, mild and quiet, yes, it's going to start to feel more like the season that we currently are in here. And finally, some snow. I know a lot of the ski resorts, the opening dates continue to get pushed back, and that's rightfully so with just how lacking of snow we've been dealing with here. But finally, we've got about 5 to 8 inches of snow heading our way for our southern mountains. That's for Saturday night through Sunday night, where we have the winter weather alerts in place, and including up through our northern mountains, we could see a couple inches of snow as we head through the weekend. And again, not significant, but we've got plenty of opportunities for additional storms moving in next week. Next week is looking very active with back-to-back storms here, and yes, some good rainfall heading our way. Good rain up and down the I-15 corridor, down towards the south and east, over a quarter of an inch, maybe close to half an inch, down towards our southeastern communities and southwestern Utah. Look at this, St. George. I would take that with a grain of salt here, but just know that we could maybe see over a half an inch of rain down into Washington County as we get into Sunday and into Monday. For right now, we've got mostly cloudy skies out there. A sprinkle or two was showing up on the radar earlier. It's starting to kind of weaken a little bit here. Sprinkle in the Kanab area, maybe a sprinkle up in Ogden right now, but that's it. The main part of the storm, again, doesn't get here until Sunday. Tomorrow morning, though, we're dry up and down the I-15 corridor, cloudy skies, maybe a little bit of a mostly cloudy start up towards the northern part of the state. But as that main part of the storm moves in, tomorrow night we start to see some showers and some storms developing down across southwestern Utah into Nevada. That moves further up towards the north, and by Sunday morning, we start to see a little bit of that moisture working its way into northern and central Utah, continuing on, especially down towards the south and east. Sunday afternoon, some mountain snow, some valley rain showers, kind of on and off, and then I'll continue on until early Monday morning before it wraps up into Monday afternoon and evening. We'll get a break, but then here comes our next storm, already moving in Tuesday afternoon through the overnight and into Wednesday with another storm moving in behind that. So just know things are going to become active in a hurry here with cooler temperatures as well, because it continues to be really warm here this evening. We're dealing with temperatures here into the 60s. We've got 50s across some of those higher elevations. We were dealing with warmer temperatures here up towards the north in comparison to St. George. Luckily, the winds have, by the way, settled down quite a bit. So we're into the 40s as we head into the overnight. Highs tomorrow, still mild into the 60s. For the BYU game, it's going to be pretty comfortable into the 50s, cooling off into the lower 50s as you're heading home. And for St. George, we have temperatures that go from 70 down into the 50s and 60s each and every day. Across the Wasatch Front, we're going to be dealing with temperatures into the 60s and 50s as well. Look at this unsettled period of weather here beginning Sunday, continuing on through all of much week, much cooler as well, with highs struggling to get out of the lower 50s.
All right, Sean, thank you. Coming up here on Arc Salt Lake, thousands of cheeses, but only one was named the world's best. Which one took the top prize? Just ahead. Welcome back. Tonight we're ending the show with some weird food news. First up, your Coffee Mate is making Harry Potter themed flavors, butterbeer flavored creamer and cold foam.
Yeah, I know you can get the butterbeer in Disney World as well. The company says it has butterscotch and cream flavors along with caramel. They'll hit select stores next month and nationwide in January.
And a little something for the cheese lovers out there. The world's best cheese has officially been crowned. Out of more than 5,000 cheeses from dozens of countries, an aged Swiss Gruyere took the top prize.
It's made from cow's milk at a small dairy in western Switzerland. One of the judges described its complex flavor profile: butterscotch, caramel, savory, some fruit funk notes, and some slight burn on there like charcoal. That's a no for me. The World Cheese Awards were held this week in Switzerland.
I'm not a big cheese eater, but I do wonder what you feed the cows to get these specific flavors or whatever, if they're feeding the cows